Welcome to September. Happy new month to you guys. I know I'm late, yeah, but then guys, it's not too late to say happy new month to you. This is like the first video I'm dropping in the month of September. I was supposed to drop a video earlier. Last weekend I fell sick, wasn't able to film any video, and decided to do this weekend. So guys, on this video today, it's going to be a story time. We're going to be gisting about what happened during my wedding. I'm sure just a few of you know I got married during the pandemic, or let's say if I say during the pandemic, someone said I should not say I got married during the pandemic because by then everything had already died. But then it was during the pandemic. The pandemic was still there, it was still here. So I got married during the pandemic, and I'm not even lie to you, it wasn't even a funny thing. It wasn't a funny experience. It can affect you mentally, spiritually, otherwise, like every alley. It wasn't a funny one, but we give thanks to God. So in this video, I'm just going to be gisting you guys what happened, what didn't happen, what I was happy about, what I was sad about, and all that. So guys, let's get right into this video already. I'm just going to give you all the stories, please bear with me. This is like the first story time I'm having here, so I will just be talking up, down, sideways, left, back and front. Please guys, just help me take this story like that. So guys, I got engaged in September. I got engaged in September 23rd, I guess, the last Saturday of September, yeah. And after my engagement, we started planning our introduction, which we had November 21st. So it was after my introduction we started planning the whole wedding. So I and my husband decided to fix the wedding for me. That was in November. We decided to fix, okay, was it early December we picked a date, right? Early December was still that same November. We picked a date, and that was like May. We picked May 22nd and May 23rd. We planned on having the wedding 22nd, like the trad 22nd and the white 23rd. That was because we wanted to have everything in Abuja. We didn't want to take anything to the village, so we decided to have everything like the same week, almost the same day safe. So guys, I jotted out some things so I don't get to forget some of the points I want to talk about. So I don't just get to beating around the bush. This is it. In case you see me looking down and up, just know I'm just trying to remember something. So guys, okay, let me talk about my court wedding. I had my court wedding in February. This wasn't even planned. It wasn't part of the plan. Initially when we were planning, we were just planning traditional wedding, white wedding. Court wedding wasn't part of it. But then something came up and we decided to, okay, yeah, why not we just have a court wedding? And boom, we started planning. My dad had to help us go to the court because then I was so busy with work. I couldn't go to the court to make all those inquiries, and my husband wasn't here in Abuja, so Popsy helped us to do that. Having dad, a sweet father. So Popsy helped us to do that. He made all the inquiry, we made all the payments and fixed the dates. And we had our court wedding. On my court wedding day, guys, that was the day, like that week wasn't just even funny because my husband came into Abuja. He had to leave work and he came to Abuja, and we had to have the court wedding, our pre-wedding pictures, and our marriage courses, our marriage class, I mean. We had to do all that in a day because, okay, see how it happened, yeah? We know he was not going to come to Abuja again after that court wedding till May, which is supposed to be the main wedding. So we decided to just pull this whole thing that day. That day after the court wedding, we came back. We were supposed to meet with the pastor for our first class together. because how we planned was that he's going to be having his class where he stays while I have mine here till the wedding. Then he comes and we'll have the wedding. So that was how we thank God our pastor helped us to fix that. He was having his class where he was and I was having mine here. But then the pastor said we had to have a class together. So that day was supposed to be our first class together. We rushed to the court, had the court wedding, really rushed back. We didn't have like any court wedding reception and all those kind of things, blah 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 blah. Like we just had few friends and families that came, and after that we came back home. Every day we went to the pastor, we had the class. From the class we started rushing to the photographer. Guys, that day was a whole lot of stress that I didn't even look as stressed as I was in my pre-wedding picture. Was just the grace of God. So we had our pre-wedding pictures that day and that was it. My husband had to leave, was it the next day? I think the next day, yeah, because he left us. Yeah, he left the next day. From December, I think, yeah, that was in December. I created the group chat for my bridal training. We started making plans. We picked our style. Before January, we were already done with picking our styles and even picking who was going to make dresses for us, and had to start sending measurements for those that were not in Abuja. For those that were in Abuja, they went in to take their measurements, and that was it. In January, we made, okay, I didn't make use of an event planner. My friends and I, my husband, my family, we just had to plan this thing ourselves the way we could. Okay, I think we wanted to get a coordinator, an event coordinator, but the planning was just our thing. We were just doing that ourselves. So the little we could do, we did that. In January, we picked our hall. We made payments for our hall. In January, we started looking for a caterer. We got our caterer. And what did we do in that January? I think about January, February, we got our photographer. We made down payments to the photographer. I started getting my own vendors. I think January or February, I started picking my dress. I picked my dress. Okay, the thing about my dress was, the dress I picked, the lady was supposed to get it. She said she was supposed to get it from China or something like that. And I already fitted one dress in that was available in her store. I liked this dress, but it wasn't that wow for me, so I went for something else. And she said she was going to get that for me, and that was it. We started that whole thing. And in March, I started getting the Ashwebi material. He picked the Ashwebi material. I and my mom had to go to the market here in Abuja. Went to the market here in Abuja, and that was where we got all the fabrics from. Distributed to my family members, church members, to my friends. Like, we just got a lot of fabrics. Some friends and family members, church members, had already made payments, while some were yet to make payments. So we just had to get a lot, so we don't get to go back to the market again to get extra fabrics. So we got these fabrics, and this was in, I think, early March. We distributed them to the people that were supposed to get them. Those that said they were still going to get theirs, we had to still keep the fabric, and that was it. I think in the middle of that March, almost in the middle of the March, in the middle of March, let's say in the middle of March, I had plans to travel to go visit my fiance, because his birthday was coming up in April. So we made plans. I'm going to go and visit him. We made plans to go visit him for his birthday. And guys, like, so much, I feel this is just like an exam, but then don't mind me. This is just the first time I'm having a story time, so please just forgive me. So we made plans to visit. We booked our flights for me going and coming back, and all of a sudden, getting to almost like the last week of March, we started hearing of an upcoming lockdown that was going to take place and all those kind of things, blah blah blah. It was crazy. And luckily for me, around that period, my office went on lockdown. We went on lockdown before the official national lockdown. Went on this lockdown, so immediately just like, okay, I think I could just travel now. I think that they were not even hearing that. I think one of the airline had like the last flight leaving Abuja that day. I forgot about the first flight I booked, and I took that flight. Had to book another flight to go visit him, and I thought it was just going to be for the moment thing, just go and come back. It wasn't just going to be that serious. And guys, that was how I traveled, and this lockdown became serious. 1 month, I think April came. We had the birthday that was the initial plan for the movement. The birthday came and passed, and we're still on this lockdown. I think around that April, it started becoming very scary. Like, wow, this thing is really good. This thing might extend to May. But then we're looking at it to extend to May. It won't get to ending of May. Before ending of May, even there's one of my colleagues that's supposed to get married in that May. I think first week of May. And she was just telling me that, Nika, you should just calm down. Don't worry, it's not going to get to ending of May. You're even lucky you fixed yours for ending of May. What about me? Mine is 3rd of May, and now look at what's happening. That was in April. We're having this conversation, and where everything was happening, like, you couldn't just predict what was going to happen next. We were just living a life that we don't know what tomorrow has in stock for us. It was really a tough one. That period, like, you just wake up to hearing this news. It's either they said there's no movement from now to now, or is it that they said you can move now to this time. It was crazy, guys. It was really crazy here in Nigeria. So let me continue my story. So that was that, and it started becoming clear that, oh, this pandemic was actually going to affect our wedding dates, which was 22nd and 23rd of May. We had to start thinking of something. Like, a lot of persons were giving us advice, a whole lot, from family, friends. Like, it was choking. You know when they say advice was just choking you. And the funny thing was that at that point, it's here, okay, my husband would want to agree with this person, I would want to agree with the other person, and thereby it was just, so it was really a tough one. And you know, one thing is that the first decision you and your husband or you and your partner ever gets to make together as a couple should be like the planning of your wedding. That's like the first together thing. And see, let me just advise you, if you're this kind of person that does not know how to compromise, guys, it's really going to be tough for you, because you really have to compromise. You're both coming from two different places. This person is coming from this place, you're coming from your place. Maybe from your place, you are this kind of person that you like your things in standard. Like, you must actually make your point. The whole world must hear you. Like, they must hear me in this wedding. I mean, the other person is just like, anything goes, and you're not the anything goes kind of person. It's really going to be so tough. This was just the situation we found ourselves in. But then, thank God for the compatibility. Thank God for the kind of person he gave to me as a husband. Thank God for the kind of person he gave to him as a wife, which is me. So it wasn't so much for us. We just had to just think out something. Finally thought of what to do, and at that point we were like, okay, yes, this is our plan, and we just have to stick to this. And every other person just has to understand that this is just what we want to do and respect our decision. And that was it. So we decided to move. We decided to fix the date for the wedding. We fixed the date for the wedding, which was supposed to be in June 13th. And why we fixed this date was that we heard that by then the domestic flights were going to be allowed to fly. So in that case, it was going to be easy for us to get our friends that could make it down to the east. And my parents that were in Abuja, and also his parents. His parents were actually in the east, but not where we were at that point. But then we just thought, okay, since there's going to be like in the same movement, then let's fix it for 13th June. Guys, that was how we fixed the date. And okay, like I said earlier, we're supposed to have our traditional wedding 22nd of May and white wedding 23rd of May. So in this case, we're like, if we're able to fix this wedding in this period, I don't think we want to invite people twice. Like if you're able to pull this wedding without people coming, like without maybe security coming to invade and like, why are you holding an event or holding a wedding this period and all those guys. So we just planned that we're just going to have everything in a day. We're going to have everything one day. If we're inviting people, the few persons we can gather, we just have to gather them in one day. And that should just be the end and everybody goes. Not that you come today and you prepare to come back tomorrow. And that was just how we planned it then. So, before you have your white wedding, you're supposed to be traditionally married, yeah. Before a church will wed you, you're supposed to be traditional. I don't know about every other church, but the church I used, my church, you're supposed to be traditionally married. So we met the pastor and he asked if we've had a traditional wedding. And we told him no, not yet. So then we just knew, okay, we're supposed to, because the way he asked, it was obviously you're supposed to have a traditional wedding before you can be wedded in the church. So we had to make plans on that. That was another thing. Guys, see, don't let, okay, no, let me not just say this. Let's just leave it that. Let's just leave it as that. So I won't just be intruding or entering into some kind of cultural norms and all those kind of things. I'm not going to say that. But. So we had our wedding. Just a few person knew we had our wedding, our traditional wedding, on the 31st of May. I traditionally got married on the 31st of May. When I say traditionally got married, like that was when we had all our traditional wedding rites, bride price payment and everything, and that makes you officially married. You can do that and don't do any other thing, like traditionally, I mean. So, and the funny thing was that we had a traditional wedding in absentia. We had a traditional wedding in absentia, like a traditional wedding was in Abuja. We couldn't go down for the wedding because of this thing, interstate lockdown. I thank God for the family He has given to me. God, like, nobody made this whole thing stressful. I'm sure some persons might be in some kind of family that if you don't do your wedding in the village, you can't do this one. The Igwe will do this one to you. This one. You're not the daughter of the land, or you're not the son of the soil, or you're not this one. That even takes me back to, okay, a relationship I was in one time. And then this guy told me straight up, like, if we're not getting married in your village, I can't get married to you. And I was like, in my family, we're not just hell bent on if this traditional wedding is not in the village, it's not going to hold. I was like, no. And in his own place, when they're marrying a girl, they have to go to their village and all those kind of things. I know it's like that for some persons that, I don't know, will I say lucky you? But for me, I don't know. Thank God, like it wasn't so much of a stress. Nothing from my husband's side and not even from my side. It wasn't so much of a stress. Like we had this. As long as the both parties are in agreement, this is what you want, guys. Everybody can go hug anything they want to hug. So guys, this was just I had a traditional wedding, had the whole thing. It was funny. I can remember that day. I even went out with my husband, and I think we had to drive to his office that day to do something, and we called on a video call. Like, okay, we're having a traditional wedding on a video call. Blah, 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 and this guy. It was funny. But last, it's shall marry. Oh, marry, no marry. So that was how I had my traditional wedding, and that was it. We were qualified to say, okay, yes, we've been traditionally married. So the plan was like, okay, we're just going to do it like that. Then come the wedding day, we're going to wear our traditional wedding outfits and take pictures. And that was not in the initial plan, but life threw us lemons and we made lemonade. Right? So, guys, that was what happened. We had to just make do of the situation we're in. Don't just let the situation, like, we didn't just let the whole thing get to us and frustrate us. It was so frustrating. I would not lie to you. There were days I cried. There were days I would just lie down and I would be like, why is this happening to me? Blah 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 blah. Why didn't it happen this time? Why didn't it happen that time? Why is it now when I want to get married? Why didn't I have, like, who was I even wishing it for? I don't know. I wasn't wishing for myself. I was wishing for that stupidity, guys. So it happened that happened. I will not regret getting married this year. Never regret. No regrets at all. So, I'll tell you, and I will not like. It was actually not cool, especially when you had so much plans. Like, when you're big deal, you just get to picture so many things. Like, guys, most of the time, even before this pandemic, we're just talking about how we're going to dance into the home. The lightning will do this one to do. Then the next thing, I'm like, oh yeah, everybody will just be they body here and be coming into the hall, and the lights is just doing this one. Your girls are following you at the back and they're all hyping you up. I would dance and bend. I can remember when I even went to the hall with my chief bridesmaid. I can remember when I went to the hall with my chief bridesmaid. We went to check the hall, and all we're just measuring was dance space. And all those kind of, she was like, this space is not just going to go, I just have to dance from here to dance to here, and all those kind of things. There is everything. There was no hall. There was no dance space. Not that I did not still dance. I danced the dance that was enough for the space I saw. That was how we made that plan. And okay, we had to redo our marriage class. Like, we just had with this our pastor, we had the marriage class. I think the marriage class lasted for like a week. And that what are they calling it? June came, and did I even talk about? Okay, I don't know if I talked about March when I got to do my invitation card. That part was another painful part. Hey guys, like, we did the whole invitation card, and the plan was to start distributing it from that ending of March to April. I gave out a few to some persons that were close by that I could give to in that March. So the plan was like, I'll give out the rest, like, to everybody I wanted to invite in April. That was how my invitation card did not see guests to be handed to. My invitation card is in my house and I'm using those invitation card to do DIY. Guys, I'm just using those invitation card to just play, like, stick around, write something on it, paste it here, and it was just before that wedding day. We just had to start calling some of the vendors we already paid before in Abuja. Like, okay, with the way we're looking at this, our wedding, we can't hold our wedding again as planned, and we can't hold the wedding again in Abuja. So please, can we get a refund or something? Let's reach an agreement and let's know what to do, guys. Some of these vendors were ready to give you boost that you want to collect the money that you've already given to them. Yeah, you joke. That was it though. Till today, some persons refused to refund. Some persons reached an agreement they're going to take this percent, and why you take that. We got from some persons, we didn't get from some were still on it, and it was just a whole lot. So in the east, where I was facing my wedding, it was just, replanning everything was now just so frustrating that I didn't have so much vibes to do so much the way I had before. Before, I wanted to buy this, I wanted to use this, I want to come in with this one, I want to go out with that one, I want to fire this one, I want to blow that one. Guys, there was no vibe. Even my outfits and everything. Like I didn't even have vibes to do anything. Even when my friends like, okay, you just have to wear traditional wedding clothes, I was like, okay, I'll just sew one and wear it. It's like, no, you should wear two. I was like, wearing two for what? Where am I wearing two to? It was just, guys, like the pandemic thing killed the vibes I had. No, I don't know. Maybe not just killed the vibe. It just made me to see like a different kind of life entirely. Like it just made me to reason some things that were not I was not reasoning before. It brought some different kind of thinking to my head, both good and bad, both the ones I'm happy that I know now. There's some things that really not so necessary like that. This thing taught me a lot. I would not lie. It taught me a whole lot. Since I say, my dress, I couldn't go to Abuja to fit my dress. The dress that was supposed to come in for me, that was how the lady couldn't get it for me. I was really, it wasn't a funny thing. I couldn't get the dress I wanted. I had to go for the dress I already picked that was available there that I fitted. Was not my size at all. Like that dress was a big. It was big, not even a bit big. It was so big. I'm in size 6, and we're looking at a dress that was, I think, a size 10 or 12. 12, I think. The dress was big. So, like I was just, when the lady told me she was going to help me fit it to my perfect size, I shouldn't worry, blah blah blah. It was just, I'm just going to give a shout out to her. Okay, I can't really remember. Lily's Bridal. Yeah, I'll put their handles somewhere in the description. They're good. She helped me pick a photographer here in the East, cause I didn't even know who was I going to call. Even when I was looking for what are they calling it, a makeup artist. The prices they were now calling for me was even just crazy, and I was like, I'm not even collected the money I paid the other person, and I'm not going to release money to another person. It was so frustrating. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make myself up. And guys, that was not brought about me making myself up. I just had to, I was like, I don't have that money to come and start throwing out again. I haven't gotten the one I paid for. I'm here releasing another money for another one. So it was just, I decided to make myself up. So Lily's Bridal helped me to get a photographer here. I say here, then in the East. And we hustled and got some other vendors like the caterer, the person that styled my hair, Jovoria. She's so good. Like, that lady was just everything that morning. She made me feel so calm. She was just so sweet, guys. I'll put her handle in the description box for you to go and check her out. She's so good. If you're getting married in the East, even outside the East, I'm sure she travels. Yeah. She's so good, she's so sweet. And the next thing was looking like they were going to postpone the flight thing. They said they were going to resume. That was another frustrating part. But as God had it, my parents were able to come down to the East for my wedding. Then, he even got to the part that my dad was like, okay, this is my dad and my mom. Said, like, Nika, I think if we can't make it, at least you have your aunties, there, you have your uncle. They could stand in for us. That day, I had tears in my eye. I was like, no. It was just so, I was like, I didn't want to hear that. Hear what? That my parents are not coming for my wedding because of the pandemic. Like, it was so frustrating. When I told my friends about the whole thing, like, it's like there's going to be a change in plan. I thought to get some kind of frustrating response, which I ended up not getting. Like, those girls were so sweet, and they were like, wherever the team day will they show for you and all those kind of thing. See, it wasn't mouth. As they said it, they did it. They came all the way for me, guys. It was mad fun. It was fun. It was fun. I said I was going to join some videos and just bring it out here for you guys to see the whole thing, but I don't know, it's just going to be so long. We had a bridal shower, guys. I had a bridal shower. Hey, something I did, I removed that thing from my plan. Like the way I was feeling at that point, I was just minusing everything. I said I was going to do this, I'm not doing it again. I said I was going to do this, I'm not doing it again. That was how these girls still insisted. We had a bridal shower and it was fun. I'm just going to insert some of these videos at the end of the video. Some of these things I'm talking about at the end of the video for you guys to see. Just a glance of it. But if you want to see some of the videos, I think I have a lot of video on my Instagram highlights. So that day came and we had a wedding that morning. Okay, a night before the wedding we had our bridal shower. When did I sleep? I slept by, I think I slept by 3 a.m. and I had to wake up as early as 5 as my hairstylist told me I was going to. So I had like 2 hours sleep. Woke up as early as 5 and we started preparing. The pastor said he will not take lateness. If you come late, you're going to pay some certain amount. Then I wasn't even ready to. As a wife material, I was not ready for us to just do that or pay that money because we need this. And the way my husband put it was like he knew the lateness was going to come from me, obviously, with all the preparations that were like, if you go late, you pay that money. So I was not ready to pay anything. So I finished on time that morning. I had my makeup, my hairstyle. We took our pictures. My girls were late. We couldn't have our pictures that morning. We had our pictures when we came back from church. So after church, we stayed. And the fun thing about this wedding, like during the pandemic, is that if you ask some other persons, I don't know about someone, it gave us a whole lot of time to take pictures. Like I have a lot of pictures, even pictures that have not even made it out. Now, we went to the church, we came back. After taking pictures, I came back. My plan was I was just going to rest in the hotel room before going for the reception slash traditional wedding. I didn't have time to rest. When I came back, I met my girls outside the hotel room. And next thing, they're like, come. We've been waiting for you. There's this video we want us to do. Augusta. Mama TikTok. If you're not following Nedan too on TikTok, you better go follow. That girl is a full mood. She did everything that we had this video, and this video went viral. It was fun. It was fun. Like they didn't make me feel I missed anything. Like not having my wedding the normal way I planned. Though even though I knew I missed. But these girls didn't make me feel that. I need to talk about, oh God, about my wedding dress. I had 2 of my friends in Abuja that went to fit this dress for me. They were not actually my same size. One of them, the main person that helped to fit the dress, was slim, but not slim as I was. She helped me fit the dress, and I think they had to fit it like a little bit slimmer than half of them to get me. That was how I got my dress. I had my wedding, went back home, had to change to my first outfit, the red dress. Then I changed to the second one. The first outfit I changed to, I got the material in the market where I was. Went to the market, got the material, took it to one of the tailors around. That was another stressful thing. I was doubting the tailors in that place. My husband was telling me, they are not so bad. Try them out. I was like, no, I'm going to send this material. If I don't send this material to Enugu, I'll send it to Abuja. And he was like, do I know the stress of sending this thing down in a period like this? You might even take days before it gets there, take days before it comes back, and end up disappointing yourself and all those kind of things. Then we finally met. Okay, I think my husband's friend suggested one girl. I went through the girl's page on Instagram. I was like, no, not this person. From what I'm seeing on her page. But guys, she made my dress and I was so impressed. I think her Instagram name is Melikam or something. I can't really remember. I'll check all this and I'll put it down here in the description box. So guys, this, I don't know, I'm sure I didn't mention a whole lot. There's a lot I've forgotten, but whatever it is, or whatever you remember, or whatever you want to know, or whatever you saw in a video or something, you just want to know what happened and all that, just let me know in the description, and I will be giving all the details, and I will just be sitting there. I'm sure I can't remember everything here, but this was just it. So I'm just going to put in some of the videos from my wedding after now. I hope this story wasn't so boring and I hope at least you now know what happened. I'm sure from looking at some persons that had their wedding during the pandemic, you'll be wondering what happened and all this. I think this is what happened in mine. I don't know if you get to hear a story from somewhere else. That's what So guys, we've come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching this video till this point. I love you so much. I know it's been like a whole lot of talk and stories, but then I'm sure we all enjoyed this story. So guys, thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, share this video with friends, family, loved ones. See you in my next video, guys. Bye.